Good Thursday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Jesse Peterson. Let's go on and talk about the weather for your Thursday evening going into your future. Today, it's going to be actually a pretty short forecast. I have actually. Let me go in and I don't have. I don't have the applause on here because this is a new computer. Yes, new computer for Christmas. So there should be no more crashing or anything like that during the streams or anything like that. That issue should be fixed, and there should be no more crashing or anything like that. So that's good. If I had the applause, I would go in and play an applause for that. But I didn't get this computer to start working until like 3 or 4 o'clock. So I didn't really have that much time. And then with Christmas dinner as well, just have not really done anything. So unfortunately, I can't play that. But we're gonna try and get through a lot of the stuff. Some stuff we don't have, some stuff we do have. So we're gonna go in and just do it like that today. But before we get into that, if you have not hit the like button yet, go in and do so. That is something that we still have: the like button, the subscribe button, the share button. If you have never hit the subscribe button before, go in and do so. Right now we are at we had 644 right now, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we're at 644 right now. We are at 644 right now. So we're getting there. We just got to get a little bit closer. But we are at the 644 mark. And we are 6 subscribers away from the halfway goal of 650 and 56 away from the main goal of 700 subscribers. So let's go ahead and continue and push our way there. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, if as well, what are we going to talk about tonight? Well, we will talk about the weather for tonight. Obviously, we will talk about weather for tomorrow, what's currently going on. We'll talk about just our week forecast. We're also going to talk about the drought monitor. We'll go in and put the poll. I'll go in and put the poll inside the chat in just a little second. But we're going to talk about all of that. So starting off, as we always do, what's currently going on throughout the state of South Carolina? Well, right now, it looks like that we are having pretty much no new precipitation, no new rainfall, anything like that. We are nice and dry right now. But what happens if we scroll our way out, see what's going on throughout the entire U.S.? It looks like right now that we do in fact have some rainfall and some snowfall going on. You have snowfall going on up here near Canada and up into the UP of Michigan and northern Michigan, northeastern Minnesota. Some sleet going on under it. Some rainfall also going on from Iowa to Minnesota to South Dakota. And then you have some rainfall, some snowfall, and just all the above going on over here inside the West. That's what's going on over here inside of our look at the entire U.S. because honestly, there's not much going on over here inside the East. Look down in the South. I mean, just nice and dry. Nice and dry. Now, what about our cloud cover? Well, cloud cover right now does look like that we do, in fact, have some cloud cover. It looks like, for the most part, that it is more on the more scattered side. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy at all. But I will say we'll look at the cloud cover for the future, because if you go on and push it forward right here, as you push it forward, you get this cloud cover that's going to continue to push its way over into the east. And then as you go all the way through, even into tomorrow morning, cloud cover will start to grow a little bit. This is right here into tomorrow, I believe, like tomorrow, like late morning, early afternoon or so. And you can start to see that cloud cover starting to make its way through. But it's going to start off clear tonight and then get cloudy as the day progresses. Current temperatures right now, 63 in Somerville, as well as 62 in Charleston, 61 in Georgetown, even around 62 inside of Murray's Inlet, 62 in Conway, and 60 in Myrtle Beach, 60 in North Myrtle Beach, is 65 in Aiken, and 63 also in Beaufort, as well as 63 in Greenwood. You move up here towards the upstate, you have around 62 in Union, 59 Greenville, 60 Clemson, 63 also inside of Anderson, 60 in Gaffney, 62 in York, and 60 in Rock Hill and Spartanburg. Low temperatures for tonight, you have around 51 in Greenville, 50 in Spartanburg, as well as 49 in Rock Hill, 49 inside of Toronto, 50 in Florence, 52 in Sumter, and 51 also in Kingstree, 52 Georgetown, and 52 in Myrtle Beach, 52 in Moncks Corner, and 54 in Charleston, 57 Hilton Head Island, and 52 over there in Barnwell, 53 in Aiken and Orangeburg. High temperatures for tomorrow, you have around 64 in Greenville, 62 in Spartanburg, and even around 59 in Rock Hill, 67 in Anderson, and 68 in Greenwood and Newbury, 70 in Columbia, 67 also in Sumter, 62 in Florence, and 60 in Myrtle Beach, 62 in Georgetown, 67 inside of Charleston, and 70 inside of Moncks Corner, 74 in Barnwell and Walterboro, as well as 71 in Hilton Head Island. Rainfall for tonight, not much. I mean, you see like that little 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch up there in the very far upstate along that South Carolina, North Carolina border. But that's about all that I can see here in terms of rainfall. And in terms of the crazy score as well, we're at a 36 for tonight. At a 36, I was a bit interested as to why we were all the way up at a 36. And honestly, it just looks like that mainly is just a little bit of a rainfall risk. I don't really think it's too much of anything in terms of like wind or minor storms or something like that. There may be like a little breeze, but we'll talk. But the reason why, if I go on and check right now, it looks like, light to moderate south to southwest winds, gusts up to 15 to 25 miles per hour is possible. There also is a chance for some scattered light rainfall, especially after midnight. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it. And then that's the main reason why we're inside the moderate category. And honestly, they even said something about potentially even a minor storm threat. They don't have it on the SPC outlook, but the individual National Weather Service offices thinks a little bit different. So we'll look at it. We'll look at it in just a second. That's why we have the 36 here for tonight in terms of the crazy score. Now, what about the SPC outlook? Well, for tonight, looks like I said, SPC people, they don't really think that there's too much of a thunderstorm threat, even as you go into tomorrow as well, and same thing as you go into Saturday. So nothing here in terms of thunderstorms as you move throughout the next 3 days or so. Excessive rainfall, same thing. Excessive rainfall is not expected as you move throughout the next 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All good. Now, if we go on and let's talk about the model. So we're going to start off here. Times in the top right corner of your screen. Make sure you go on and pay attention to that because that will be important. That will be important to check out the time. But as you go in and push this forward, you can see there goes that rainfall that I was just talking about. Up there inside the PD area, you can see some rainfall starting to kind of splurt its way down into the PD inside the Grand Strand area. And it kind of clears out a little bit as you get to around 1 to 2 to 3 a.m. And then honestly, you're not really seeing too much until you get into around 12 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. I'm starting to see some more isolated shower activity, maybe scattered shower activity, trying to move into the upstate a little bit. Going to around 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Rainfall is there, but dies down once you get to around 6 p.m. And then past that, I mean, it just seems to stay relatively on the drier side and nothing really too crazy at all. And so it looks like that isolated showers are definitely possible. I mean, I see it all the way over there from the PD area to the upstate, and over inside the very southern low country, but that's about all that I can see here in terms of precipitation. Now, what about even further into the future? Well, here we go right here, December the 27th here, where we just ended off here at 7 p.m. You go on and push this forward, you start to see some more rainfall, maybe a little bit of a cold front trying to move its way through as you get into around December the 29th. You go all the way through towards the 30th, and you have some more cooler, drier air trying to move its way throughout the state. You go into January the 3rd here, you start to see some rainfall going through here, and then past that, I mean, just like another storm system, bringing another cold front with it, potentially bringing some thunderstorms with it. We'll see what happens with that as you go into January the 8th. But for the most part, it just looks like these cold fronts over and over and over again really are going to be our main source of that precipitation, except for right here on January the 4th going to the 5th maybe. But it looks like that these cold fronts really that are going to provide most of our precipitation, which is really going to help us with the drought, potentially. And so let's go on and look at the dew points because I do want to go on and talk about those as well. Start off here. You can see this cold front trying to move its way through right here as you go into around December the 29th. Cold, dry air moves its way through all the way until you get into around January the 3rd, going to the 4th. Nothing there. But then you get into around like the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, and you start to see some cold air start to get through, and that dry air comes through as well. And so it's like another 2 cold fronts or so. Like I said, the main one being here on like December the 29th, and then another one coming through around like January the 9th or so. So cold air definitely is going to be the something to watch for, but obviously that warm air is still what we're looking at. You go on and push this forward all the way through. Look at all this warm air. We have some cooler air trying to come through on the 29th going into the 30th, but then that cooler air will start to come back. You have some more warmer air as you get in the early parts of January, and then once you get into around like January the 8th, the 9th, that's when that cooler air will try to come back again. So it's really just flip-flopping from warm to hot, or from warm to cold, to warm to cold, to warm to cool, and just back and forth. And so that's pretty much all I have to say for the long-term future. I mean, nothing else really for me to say here, except for we just still need to continue to sit and watch and see what happens with this for the future. I would say, let's go on and talk with the audience, which I actually can go on and talk with the audience, but it is indeed a bit messed up because obviously right now this is my new computer. Not everything is completely set up yet, so we're just gonna go on and do this on the fly real quick. And we only have actually a couple of chats in here. Not too much people in here tonight. Kind of expected that. It's Christmas night. People are out hanging out with family. So I do get that. But starting off here, Mr. Chris here, he says, good evening, everyone. Hope you all had a great Christmas. I did. Well, thank you so much for asking. Currently it's 60 degrees here in Moncks Corner and clear. Well, right now at my house, it's around 58-ish, 57, 58. What I'm looking at here at my house. My house surely says Merry Christmas and blessings to all. Well, thank you so much for that. And that's it. I mean, not too shocked by that with people out doing Christmas stuff. So let's go on and do our drought. Let's go on and do the drought, because I know there definitely are some people watching that just have not commented at all. We're still going to go on and do the drought. So let's go on and add the poll real quick. If you have no idea what the drought prediction is, it is a prediction that we see how... it's a prediction to see like what the drought is doing throughout the state, and we do it by looking at the drought monitor, the U.S. Drought Monitor website, and they take care and they see what the drought is. They monitor and they predict and they forecast the drought prediction throughout the entire nation. And so we look at it for South Carolina and we see who can get the forecast correct. So we're going to start off here and say option number 1 will be the drought has expanded. Option number 2, the drought has shrunk / stayed the same. Option number 3 being the drought is gone, but the abnormally dry remains, or I'm just going to do stays. And then option number 4, which is the drought and the abnormally dry is gone. So there it goes. There goes the options inside the chat right now. So go on and vote inside of that. Put your prediction there. Let's go on now and talk about the 4 locations outside of South Carolina. You might be asking, 4 locations, what are you talking about? I'm talking about San Antonio, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as well as Duncan, Oklahoma. But San Antonio is the only one that's currently done right now. So we're going to talk about them, but we just won't have a full-on screen for them. So we're going to start off with San Antonio first. San Antonio with low temperatures tonight at 66. High temperatures tomorrow at 81. And then low temperatures tomorrow night, same thing at 66. Precipitation not expected at this time. Precipitation not expected at this time. And so, in terms of, that excessive rainfall, in terms of severe weather, I mean, right now it just looks like that you're not really going to be experiencing too much of that, as severe weather is not expected for you. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, okay, there we go. In terms of excessive rainfall, it looks like I said, nothing there. Then, like I said, Raleigh and them are not done, so we're just going to keep it here for Raleigh, North Carolina, being the second area that we talk about outside of South Carolina, with low temperatures tonight at 43, high temperatures tomorrow at 47, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 42. Precipitation not expected at this time. In terms of severe weather, excessive rainfall, none of that is expected either. Now, what about Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, being the third location that we talk about outside of South Carolina? They have low temperatures tonight at 24, high temperatures tomorrow at 31, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 27. Yes, there is indeed, it is indeed not going to rise above freezing temperature. It's going to stay below freezing all throughout tonight and tomorrow. And you have a chance of rainfall tomorrow, which means snowfall. Snow/sleet is likely, and then you'll have a wintry mix tomorrow night with freezing rain, sleet, snowfall, all of that mixed together as you go into Friday night. In terms of severe weather, excessive rainfall, nothing for you either. You're good just as we move throughout the next 8 days or so. And then finally, Duncan, Oklahoma, being the final area that we talk about, being with low temperatures tonight at 54, high temperatures tomorrow at 80 degrees, low temperatures tomorrow night at 54. Precipitation not expected at this time. It will cool back down though. I see like Sunday night low temperatures of 26, so it will cool back down. But severe weather, excessive rainfall not expected either. And so that's it for these four areas. So let's go on now and see what's going on throughout the entire U.S. Well, right now, it does in fact look like that atmospheric river out there in the west that we've been talking about for a good little bit, still going on. Still going on. It will continue with that heavy rainfall over Southern California through Friday. Heaviest rainfall is ongoing today in the Los Angeles basin. Flash and urban flooding is possible. A prolonged heavy snowfall event has begun over the Sierra Nevada mountains and will continue through Friday. Travel will become increasingly difficult over the passes due to snow and high winds. That and then also some dense fog as well will also be a bit of a problem. From South Dakota over into Minnesota to Iowa to Missouri to Illinois to Indiana down to Alabama, southern Mississippi, Panhandle of Florida, most of Louisiana, southeastern Texas. All of these areas, dense fog is possible. And then also we do in fact have some winter weather advisories, and even an ice storm will occur in western Pennsylvania. So a lot of stuff going on here. Let's go ahead and check out the chat one more time. Then we'll go ahead and look at the drought. Thad says, good evening, Joseph. Excuse my tardiness. We just came back from a movie night. Well, that's great to hear. It was beautifully warm here today in San Antonio, and I trust your Christmas was nice and warm. You got all that you deserved. I did. You should have gotten a picture earlier. My mom should have sent you a picture. I did see your picture, though, with the helmet. I did see that. I really did like that photo. And so that's all I can see here inside of the chat. So let's go on and talk about the drought. So right now it's a 50-50 right now. 50% thinks that the drought has expanded, while 50% says that the drought has shrunk / stayed the same. I have no drum roll, so we're going to just go on and we're just going to go on and just start and see what it is right in 3, 2, 1. And that's what it is. So I actually was updated yesterday on December the 24th because obviously today's Christmas, so I guess that's why. But it actually seems like to me, I think this is more of a stay the same. Let me go on real quick and check out the last one. The last one being on Thursday. That was on the 18th. Let me check the 18th real quick. And go all the way to the drought monitor, which should be about right here. There it is. I'd say, well, I'm looking at it. I see it kind of shrunk on the southern part, but the top part definitely did expand a little bit. The abnormally dry also expanded too. We now have an abnormally dry now in Dorchester County, now inside of Berkeley County. A lot more in Charleston County now. Both Charleston and Berkeley did not have an abnormally dry. Now they do. Let's see. And then these areas up here seem to stay the same. We got a little bit of a decrease down here with this drought down here, in Aiken, especially in Aiken County over here. But I know Oconee County was not inside of a drought. Pickens County, at least most of it wasn't either. I know Anderson County was not inside of a drought. So it seems like more of an expansion than anything. More of an expansion than anything. So I'm gonna have to give it to the 50% who said that the drought has expanded. Actually, now the 33% that said that the drought has expanded. While 67% said that the drought has shrunk / stayed the same. So congratulations to the 33% that said that the drought has expanded. You guys are the winner for tonight. And so, unfortunately, I was on the losing end again. I'm on a 2-week losing streak. I gotta get back next week. But that's all that I have here. So I'm gonna continue to get this computer set up. So tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, we'll be back to normal. But I'm just gonna fix that while we continue this. I still have my music though. So we'll go on and play that as well. But everyone have a fantastic rest of your Christmas evening. Remember, if you have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. Right now, around a good 14 people have tuned in, and only 4 likes so far. If you're part of the 10 that have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. It's free, and you can change your mind at any time. Also, like I said, if you have not hit the subscribe button yet as well, go on and do that. We right now are at 554 subscribers, trying to get to that main goal of 600. And then share with all the people that you know. We just had Christmas dinner. Share it with all your friends, family members, acquaintances, and stuff like that. And that's all. So everyone have a fantastic rest of your Christmas. And be back tomorrow morning with your Friday morning forecast update. And the same thing tomorrow evening as well. Remember, before you leave, hit those 2 buttons.